Firstly, well, how warm should a home be? And that does depend on people's different circumstances, what their levels of comfort are. But this is a public health recommendation here. So the recommended living temperature, as you can see here, is between 18 and 21 degrees Celsius, or 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. As we can see, going up, most of the cases that we're coming across are coming down on the cold side, but not in all cases. And I just want to emphasize here about keeping the temperature trying to be between 18 and 21. Use of thermostats, programmers, timers to enable to do this and to be able to regulate our temperatures more evenly and more consistently. As we increase the temperature, it's a likelihood, it's absolute, it's a certainty there's going to be higher energy costs. And as an approximation, for each 1 degree Celsius that the temperature is increased, for example, from 21 to 22, that's going to put approximately 10% onto the energy bills. And if we're looking at the price cap now, which is £2,500 per year as an average home, that's £250 a year, just going up for 1 degree, and so on and so on. So this is where we can really get really high bills. So one of the first things we're looking at, obviously, is temperatures in the home and advising on that. Most often it's a case where we're looking at too cold temperatures in the home. And as we can see here from this diagram, as we go down to in the 15 degrees bracket, we've got an increased chance of respiratory illnesses. I mentioned earlier about the excess winter death figures, and those being an average of 32,000. Those are mainly comprised of 3 groups: respiratory, cardiovascular, and mental health conditions, dementia. And as the temperature decreases, the increased chance of respiratory illnesses also goes higher and higher. The risk is much higher. And as we can see these days, there's many people who, because of colds, flus, the effects of COVID and so on, there's a lot of people with respiratory illnesses and a lot of people who are struggling to heat the home adequately. So this is quite a serious situation. And certainly as the temperatures begin to drop, you've got risks of heart attacks and strokes. And that's because maybe people who have an increased prevalence to heart attacks and strokes, the blood thickens as the temperature drops, it gets colder, and then it makes it more difficult to circulate around the body, and that causes pressure on those vital organs, and that's what can cause those cardiovascular illnesses. So whilst it is a very subjective kind of guide, it does have very good meaning and very strong relevance in terms of health, well-being within the home.